Hey guys, you ready? You ready to paint? This is the rainbow tree. It's simplistic in its idea. I do this with younger kids, and they can even finger paint this part. And we're always going to be looking for 3D, right? So for a painting to be 3D, you need at least 3 values of color: dark, medium, light. So dark color, let's say we're looking at the pink, would be the dark pink. Medium would be pink and yellow mixed together, and then light would be the white part. So always shooting for 3D in every color. And then we also want to make sure when 2 colors meet that that we make a new color where they meet. So right here, green and blue are touching. There's this little world, that's turquoise, right? Orange and green is not really a color, but we just make a little, like a dirty little row. And then pink and orange, a fabulous color together. So we're just gonna do that step by step. And we're gonna use our this little paintbrush. It's a number 4 round. And we're just gonna go flick, 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 side to side, nice and flat for this, straight up and down. But when we do this, we use the side of the paintbrush and we lay it down on its side and flick, and they look like little wisps, right? So, and always horizontally, or you could do vertical too, but not very many of those, because we're trying to show depth, right? So we're just going to do it step by step together. I feel like I need to move this so I can't have eye contact with you. I see you. Okay, so we're going to paint the bottom first, then the trunk, and then go blue, green, orange, and pink. And then we have our rainbow colors of red, yellow, green, blue, purple, and that's why our brain likes this painting, because when we have all the colors represented, our brain goes, woo, right? We love it, and we feel like it's complete to us. There's nothing missing. So let's do the bottom part first. So this is what mine, yours is in. Is yours in silver or in black?
In black.
In black. I did mine in silver Sharpie for this one so you guys could see it, because usually I just use a black Sharpie on a black background, because this is flat black and the Sharpie is shiny, right? So it will just, so if you like, if it shows, who cares, right? But this is silver so that you can see it on camera, otherwise it just looks like a nothing. So we're going to paint the bottom, and the first thing we're going to try is to make 3D pink, right? So it's going to be pink first with orange on it, and then white, right? And we're trying to make 3D. So if I go like this, flick, flick, I don't want to scrub it together like this and then just make a color. Nobody cares about a color. We could have just stirred them together, right? But we're actually looking for dark areas, medium areas, and light areas. But we're going to be horizontal, side to side, because side to side looks like ground, right? So we're going to find our pink, but she's actually a red called Pithantho Red, right? But I call her pink. So it's a red color. And then this, knowing that this is a medium-sized paintbrush, I know that I need to fill this whole bottom area with pink paint, so I don't need to be delicate. I'm just going to be like, I'm going to peanut butter it on. I'm going to put it nice and thick and just push the paint around, but I'm just going to stab the pink really hard. And I just get a globule, a lot, right? A lot of pink. And then I just go push up, push up, push up. And you can even see where it's thicker is fine, because when it dries, where it's thicker is more pigment resting, and where it's thinner, black peeks through. Well, black looks like a shadow. So when I need more and it gets dry, looks like chalk, I just stab my paint and get more, and push and shove and push and shove and side to side. And then because yours is on an easel, mine doesn't have a bottom, you can pick up your painting and just like this so you can see the bottom, and then painty. So it's not, otherwise I'll have this weird black line on the bottom. We just want it to go infinity and fall off the bottom a little bit. And it's push and shove and flick. And if you pick up your paintbrush a little bit, flick, it makes it pointy on the ends. You just go and flick and flick like that, instead of going and scrubbing and making it nice and thick and push and pull. It's one thickness and becomes one layer of color. We don't care. We're just gonna go like this. and give it permission to be different thicknesses of paint. Now we're going to get orange, our orange color. Easel's falling. There. Okay, and now I get orange, but it's already wet with pink. I don't want to turn it completely orange, so I'm just going to put some. So instead of stab, maybe just a poke. Just maybe on the end, just go poke. Like on the end, there's just some. And my paintbrush is dirty, but I'm about to make a new color, so. And these are right next to each other on the color wheel, so they won't make a weird color. So I'm just going to drop it off like they're boogies of paint, and I just go little paint muckles and just go just drop them off. And eventually you run out of orange paint on your paintbrush, so stop. And so that pink will be my dark, orange will be my medium, and I need white. Why is this crookedy? It's falling. Stand up. You painting. Whoop. Adjust. Okay, now I'm going to get white, but now I have a silty paintbrush, and I do not want to stick the silty paintbrush and ruin all my white. So I clean it off. No, I get a paper towel, and I just going to put it and just pinch it out like, oh, and then all the paint comes out. It has a little bit of color in it, but not enough to hurt anything, because all of that would have contaminated my white. But once I give it a little pinch, and that's all I have to do, and I can save that paper towel for more. Now I can get my white, and I'm hoping it will make a little bit orangey pink white. It looks reminds me of missile pop, right? You know? So I'm just gonna go, okay, then I just go stab with the white, just a globule, and I'm just gonna drop that off. Oh, and watch out for making them perfectly in a straight line. Those will just be, when we go like this, it'll just make a white stripe. So maybe go above, in the middle, below, in the high, low, medium, small, big, little, tiny. Oh, look, okay, that one jumped out too high. But I could just like make my hill. Oh, okay, I made a hill. Like no one's gonna see the original. Who cares? Okay, now I get to do the magic, right? So now I'm gonna use the tip of the paintbrush, and I'm just gonna try to make stripes of the color. They will accidentally make a new color, but I give them permission to rest next to each other. So I just start on one end, and it's just like I'm making a row, and I go push and shove, and push and shove, and dish and dash, and dish and dash, dish, dash, whoop, 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 there. And then I just streak them. I turn my dots into streaks, and then I stop. And then I examine, I evaluate, use my critical thinking brain, right? And I go, okay, do I have dark, medium, light? Did I mush them all together and make a color? Because I kept touching it. No, calm down. You just go flick, 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 and just add a little texture and not too much touches. And if I see like that is a way orange right there, I'm about to have a huge cloud of orange. I could put pink on it and tell, calm down, orange. There. Now it's pinky, orangey, whatever. So that is our first thing that we painted. So all the things that I said about blending, now it makes sense. Because on Earth we only learn by doing, so we're like, oh, okay, so I have white pieces, that's where the sun must have glint. I have light orange, I have light pink, I have dark pink, I have medium orange. Okay, now I have to clean our paintbrush again. And I give it permission to be strange. I feel like I could add more white. Look at that, it has no white over here. It's like lonely. Right? And then, could I add more? Yeah, it's your painting. And I just go flick, flick, and I push and shove, and I just would like, I'm trying just to turn them into stripes. There. Now I have dark, medium, light, dark, a little light. Because I think I touched this side too much and made a color. Ugly. Okay, now we're going to make the trunk, and I'm going to get my brown. This is the only time we use the brown. But after we're done with our painting, we can paint little teddy bear rocks and stuff. Okay, now I'm going to just stab my brown, and I can be outside the lines, right? It's a tree, and it's just a tiny bit thicker on the bottom than it is at the top. It just kind of flares out like bell bottoms, and I just stab my brown, And this is how you outline and paint, is you go and you touch the painting, but your paintbrush goes whoop and it opens. But I only stare at that one hair on the outside edge, and I let this one cover up the Sharpie. So I land inside the trunk, because obviously it's going to be brown. I just go smash, and I sneak up to the side and push up, and then it turns dry and I run out of paint, so I give up and go home. No, I just get more paint, stab, and I land in the middle, smash, and sneak to the side and let one hair. And am I wiggling like this? No, I like smooth edges. If I scribble like this, it keeps jumping out because you can't control your hand scribbling like this. That's for crayons and markers and stuff when you're trying to get the color to come out, because it only comes out one line at a time. Okay, now I'm going to get more, and look how much paint I'm getting. That is redunculous, right? So I just go, oh, because I have far to go, and I'm pushing my paint like a bulldozer, right? So I just go smash and sneak up and let one hair push the paint. Oh, it almost made it. Let me try one more time. Push. And then once I have an outline on both sides, your brain will stay inside the lines, and you just get more brown and filled in, going vertically now, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Ooh, I got some of the ground in my trunk. Is that bad? No, I like it. And what if black shows through? So, shadow. But you know, that's not 3D, right? That is a D, right? 2D. So I'm just going to go, oh, let me clean my paintbrush because I want to get yellow. So I just go ping and find my yellow. And I just want to put, remember when we put the white down here and we made streaks? This one smells spoily, huh? Pew, it's a paint fart. Okay, now I'm going to put just streak some yellow in there, but I'm not painting this yellow. I just would like some yellow texture, right? So I go stab, and I'm just going to, through wet brown paint, right? And I push it through, and remember the bulldozer idea where it squeezes out the sides, and I give it permission to be streaked, right? So there's dark parts, medium. Oh, but who's more powerful, brown or yellow? Brown by a million. So if I touch that one more time, what color will it be? Brown, right? So I'm just trying to float on top of the brown with some yellow streaks, knowing that if they blend, it'll just be brown. So I just, streak. And I'm pushing up, and I could push down, let's see. Yeah, it works the same. No, look it turned brown. Probably because I'm pushing so hard, I'm pressing the yellow into the brown, and the brown ate it. So I just go, let me just put some streaks, and then I'm just putting streaks for texture of yellow, and I'm not, I keep touching it. I'm making yellowy brown. Okay, once I have streaks, little stripes, done. And then I ask my critical brain, do I have dark parts, medium parts, light parts? So dark parts are brown by himself, medium parts are yellowy brown, and then light parts is I gave permission for some yellow just to sit there floating on top. And then I'm done. What if your trunk ended up wider than mine? So, I don't know this tree. I don't know. If he wants to be bigger than that, he could be bigger than that. Because we mess up our line, so then we go a little bigger to fix the side, right? So I drew it skinny, knowing that you'd have to adjust. We don't get mad, we just do better, right? Now I'm going to clean my paintbrush. Okay. And when it dries, it will darken, okay? Because all paint darkens as it dries, because it floats in this whitish gel that turns clear like Elmer's glue. So I just know that, that looks so light right now, but it will darken, okay? Because it's that yellow is so bright, because I know that she's in a white gel, and then when the white gel disappears like Elmer's glue, it will be a lighter yellow. Okay, now we're going to make these little blue clouds, but look at my clouds. Here's my cloud, right? There's a circle thing, but I rough up the edges on purpose and let some escape, right? And the blue worlds, they do touch. It's the same tree. They're not scared of each other, right? So I go, oh, and how many color values do I need for 3D? 3. So I need dark blue, medium blue, and white. Let's put the bait, and let's just do one, nice and slow, just for our brain, right? We'll do it in medium blue. Then we'll put some dark blue on it, and then we'll put some white. Hey, it's exactly how we did the bottom thing. Except for this time, the texture is going to matter. Because when you paint, it's not just color, but the texture tells you something. So this time we're just going to do that. I mentioned it when we started, is I use the side of my paintbrush and flick, right? And I push to the right or to the left, whatever you're good with, right? And I just push, I flick it over there. I just slap them in the face, right? So I just go, oh, let me get my medium blue. Open. Okay. There, I got it. And I'm just gonna, and I'm not painting it blue, I'm putting blue leaves. And this is the first time we make blue leaves, so they should be very, very ugly, right? Because you have to learn by doing. So I just go, whatever. And I just stab my blue, because I need a lot, because I have a lot to do. So I'm just gonna lay down the side of the paintbrush, and then I flick, oh, and try that, right? It'll be too long, it'll be too short, it'll be weird. I've done it before. That's how mine came out, right? Now we're gonna go all the way around and just go, okay, then flick, 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 dash, dash, dash. What's that thing, you know, a dash in a phone number? I bet it has a name. You know, like an ampersand has a name. I bet that dash has a name. But step, and I'm just gonna fill it in. Oh, okay, look at black is showing still. It's like shadow. And I just wanna like tell Sharpie goodbye. Thank you, but no thank you. And it looks a little perfect. Can we put some escaping ones? They flip a little higher, a little lower, sticking out. So I'm gonna go above it somewhere and still, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my God, I am so human. These are exactly 3 fingers apart, 3 fingers. Okay, that's what human brains do. Because we've been doing alphabet writing and letter writing where everything has to be evenly spaced apart, so it'll automatically default to that. Just try to ruin that pattern a little bit. Well, we better put the dark blue on before it dries. But my paintbrush is dirty. I don't care. I'm doing blue. Blue and blue, they won't hurt each other. So now I get my dark blue. She's called Ultramarine Blue. Doesn't really matter what they're called. Nobody cares. Okay, now I'm going to get the darker blue, and I just stab. And remember when we put the pink on and added some orange, right? But look at how orange it turned. But so I'm going to put some dark blue. So I just drop it off, like, and you know you're going to evenly space them apart accidentally, human. Right? So I just go flink, flink, flink. Oh, I only got 4 pokes out of that. More. Just put some more. Boom, boom, boom. Look how good those colors look together. Oh, I don't like looking at my Sharpie. Bye, Sharp. I have pieces of silver shine. Okay, they're gone. Gone. Boom. Okay, now you've done a few of those little flicks. Check with your brain and go, do I need to push harder? Do I need to let go faster? Do I need to do them shorter? Just make little adjustments, right? Never get mad. Just do better. So now I want to get white. And you know, I'm going to filthy up my white if I don't clean my paper. So I just give it a little pick. And it's still sort of blue, but it doesn't have all that in it. And now I'm going to just stab my white. So what am I rooting for? When I do the flickety flickety, and I'm going to try to make a color of blue? No. I would like some dark pieces to live, some medium pieces, and pure white pieces. They look like diamonds. So I don't keep touching it a whole bunch because it will just become a color of blue. I just, as soon as I get some kind of cool streaky, done, right? So I go, all right, this is my first one. My first one for blending, for texture, for everything all together, and brush stroke. And see how your brain does. So I just stab my white, boop, and drop off some, right? Little polka dots. Let's go, but I'm making leaves. I'm not going straight ahead and making little circles. Let's go dash, 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 just drop them off. And then I just run out of white. I could add more white later if I want, if I don't get the little highlighty thing. Okay, now they're just sitting there. And there's basically no more white on my paintbrush. But I go and visit each one of those poke and I pick it up and drop it off somewhere else and watch it happen. But how many colors do I want left when I'm done? 3. Dark, medium, light. So pause and check, pause and check. Don't just keep touching it or it just becomes a blue. So I pick it up and drop it off and pick it up and drop it off, pick it up and dash, 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 dash. Ooh, I am touching this a lot. Oh, what about my little my little fall away ones? I'm falling, little cat, little scapies. And then I check. Do I have dark pieces still? Do I have medium? Oh, I touched it too much. Can I add some more dark pieces? Sure. Like, oh, I wanted to add. Let me go. Oh, boom, boom. Do I have dark, medium, and light? Yeah, I had to add a little dark because I think I touchy too much. But there's no way to know how much touching is enough because it was our first time. Okay, now, do we have leaf texture? Do I have 3D color? Do I have the shape of the object I'm trying to do? Yeah. All right, that was easy. So let's do that other one. But since we did this one, your brain should be able to do that one, right? No problem. You already know the steps. You already know what to do. You have a human brain. Done it once, can do it again. So I'm going to get medium blue. Stop! Now let's get rid of the Sharpie first. Remember those dash, dash, dash around the outside just to tell us where the object is. And notice where you land first, how thick the paint is, and then it runs out. That's actually to our advantage because where it dries thickest will be the darkest blue, whereas the thinnest is actually a softer blue. Just by the thickness of the paint is all good. Now I filled in. Look at evenly spaced apart, human. And I go, stop! And fill it in. Dash, 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 dash. Ooh, they're touching. They're leaves. I don't care. I don't want to look at my Sharpie no more. The black is showing. Because in my dark, medium, light, black is even deeper. So I give it permission to live. Okay, oh, a few escapees. I could go a little higher, a little lower. Run away. Okay, there. Still some black showing. And then how's your dashes? More leaf-like? How come? Because you've done it here. And obviously your brain can always repeat anything it's learned. So I stab my dark blue now with my filthy paintbrush because I don't color. And then add dark blue. And can we adjust this if we touch? Yes. So we just put some. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, it only gave me 3 dots. Okay, no, stab harder. Okay, there. Dicky, 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 dicky. And then my paintbrush is filthy, so I lick it off. Just seeing if you're gonna do it. Okay. And I just pinch my paintbrush, pinch, and now I want to get white. And I go, oh yeah, this is acrylic paint. And acrylic means plastic, right? So this is liquid plastic. It's brand new. We don't even know how long these colors last. You know when you leave your toys outside in the sun and they get all faded? Plastic cannot hold on to color. Sunlight is, ultraviolet rays destroys color, right? So we don't know how long this paint is. So if you're going to be a professional, fancy, charge a lot for paint, you still use oil paint. Because we know those last hundreds and hundreds of years. So now I'm going to get my white. Stop talking, lady. Okay, now I'm going to drop off my, that's the teacher in me, can't help it. Now I just drop off the white in little boogie spots. Boop, 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 boop. Knowing that I'm going to pick it up and drop it off. And this time, give your brain permission to have more wonder. Just watch it happen. And be like, well, my hand's doing it, but it sure is curious. So I just pick up the blob, pick it up and drop it off, and pick it up and drop it off. Oh, look at me, evenly spaced apart. Okay, I'm going to try to break up that pattern. Fast, 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 fast. Okay, there. Do I have dark pieces? No. Then look at this. I got 4 stacked in a row because I went across in the same. Let me ruin it a little bit. Break the pattern. Let's put some. Okay, bye. Okay, there. So it's not so perfect. Okay, there. looks pretty good, right? Well, if we could do those, we could totally do this, right? So, and I don't even have to clean my papers because all these blues are just for this. We don't use them again. So let's do it. And let's just get more paint, be more liberal, use your little flicks. You've done it twice. Your brain's like, I could totally do this. So, and then I will try to say less because mastery means doing it by yourself, no helpsies. So I'll go, okay, let's go, in the medium, right? And I go, stop, right? And I just, oh my God, why am I using so much paint? Because I have a lot to do. Let me get rid of the, hey, look at, I'm falling down into the other blues. So, same trick. By top of the trunk, dash, dash. Oh, look at my dashes are so much bigger. I think because I'm trying to fill in more space, but it doesn't really match. Let me calm down. There. Try to do the same size as leaves. I was trying to cover more space. Right. And I just fill it in. Poke, dash, 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 dash. And it's not poke. Look at poke straight ahead. Just makes these little dots. And that'll take forever. Right? So we go, no. A dash is actually more efficient and it looks more like a leaf. Dash, dash, dash. Still black showing. Oh yeah, I said I was going to talk less. You do it. You can use sound effects too. It makes it more like play, right? Because who cares? Nobody's sitting in your room with you right now doing your Zoom class. Nobody cares. Okay, now I'm going to put this blue in there. And, oh, dark blue. Right? Oh yeah, I wasn't supposed to say nothing. You were supposed to do it with no helpsies. Okay. Okay. And you can put as much as you want because these are your paints and we're not using this for anything else. Unless you wanted to decorate something tomorrow with your paints. Paint some rocks. My favorite thing to do just for boredom. And then I put them when I go for walks. I leave them for people. Because who cares? It's better than just doing nothing and sitting in your room looking at YouTube videos. Okay, now I got 2D, or I got two colors, medium and dark, but that's not 3D. I'm gonna get my white. Oh yeah, I wasn't gonna talk. And then I clean my paintbrush pens to get my white. It's the silence. And then I go stab. Now I have to, it's probably going to take a couple stabs. This is really big compared to those two little clouds, right? I'm going to have to put, but I don't know. What if I put too much white? Just put the other colors on there. So I just stab the white. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, that's all. Need more. Oh, I didn't clean my paintbrush. I got some blue poo-poo in there. Ding, 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 ding. And then what do we do? Pick it up and drop it off and pick it up and drop it off and just see what happens, making adjustments as we go. I would like dark pieces of medium and pick it up and drop it off somewhere else. I'm looking for those cool stripes of color. I just want to show you up close, like, what? The stripes of color. There is dark, medium, light in one leaf, right? Like, that is cool. And if I touch it one more time, what will happen? It'll just be color blue, and no one will care. But I actually like the texture and the stripes I get. Well, that one's way too white. But I'll just call it a highlight, like the sun, you know? Just glinted off that little leaf right there. Oh, and the worlds are touching, so there's a line between my blues. Ooh, how about those escapees on the side? With my dirty little paintbrush, I'm escaping, sticking out a little bit rough. Escaping. Okay, now I check with my critical eye because it's helpful, but not always helpful, right? We are supposed to always be looking for opportunities for improvement, but it can make you feel like you're failing because it's doing its job and pointing out all kinds of things you're doing wrong. It's what it's supposed to do, but you need to tell it to shut up sometimes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ding, ding. You're not helping, be quiet, brain. Right? So I just, oh, dash, dash, dash. And do I have 3D? Do I have dark blue parts, medium and white and streaks, and even pure white pieces? Okay, now I'm gonna get green. But I wanna put my dirty little paintbrush in the green, so and then green. So green and blue, we're gonna make a little world. We're green, a little bridge world where a little bit of green got in my blue and makes turquoise, right? But it's only like 2 fingers big. And we're just gonna make like a little bit of dirty blue, a little turquoisey blue right there. 2 fingers right where they touch. So I just go, all right, the blue's still wet, so we'll make a new color. I get my green and I just stab, and right on the blue, but on the top of the blue, I'm gonna drop off some green, and then I'll moosh it in. But I just go pokety, 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 and I'm just gonna stay 2 fingers near the top and watch turquoise appear. But there's still leaves, so I have to do dashes, right? So I'll take a little green paintbrush, and that means I'm gonna drop off more green. But I just go and I hop around, but watch out for making 2 perfect rows. That's something I would do. Math brain, right? So no. So you go dash, pick it up, drop it off, pick it up, drop it off, dash, 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 and try to be a little bit spastic about it. 2 fingers big. Because if I do them in perfect rows, you know they'll be evenly spaced apart like an Excel spreadsheet, not leaves. So I pick it up and drop it off, and pick it up and drop it off, and turquoise will appear all by itself. None of your business. It's doing it by itself. You're just making green, bluish, leafy things. Boom. Look at the green. Oh, look what I did. Told you. Perfectly straight along the bottom. Now, how about if I make a few escapees that fell down and rained down, like, remember when we did around the edge, maybe a few escapee green ones, just a few. So I don't have a perfectly straight line like a flag. Just, I escaped there. They fell down. See? 2 fingers apart. I'll ruin it a little. No. Okay, clean my paintbrush. Now look, we get to do green world. Right? We already did that. Now green world. So 3D, green, right, would be our medium base that we throw down. And then we decorate it with yellow. And then we put white. Because how many color values for 3D? Boom, right? Look at that pure white piece. Love. That's bright. If I give it permission to be there. So first I get my green. And what about leaving the outside of your Sharpie? Is that bad? This is what helps it be rough. This is just the basic shape. Don't commit to it. It's just a guide, right? So I'm gonna go stab. And I picked up a lot of paint because I would like to decorate with this. Oh yeah, I started making them too big again. Ding, 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 ding. I'm trying to keep them consistent. I know it's faster to do them bigger, but then it will look like it's not part of the same tree. No tree would do that. Make giant leaves here and smaller leaves over there. What? Bye, Sharpie. So are you comfortable and confident how much paint you get and how you drop it off and how you make leaves? It's fast. You just learned that by what? Because I'm such a good teacher, or because your hand did it? You did it. I said some words and you did it, right? That's earth. It's like, I don't know how to do something. So you do it and then you know. The fear is that you will fail. But because it's earth, it's a big setup. And you probably will, and no one wants to admit that to you, because then, after the failure, you adjust. What if you would like to learn about anger and how not to be so angry? What are you going to need a lot of? People to make you angry. So thank your siblings, because they help you master your anger and not die because you're so angry you want it to, right? And then you don't, so then you can be married and not kill anybody. Because they will also make you very mad. So thank you, siblings, for teaching me about my anger. So helpful. Okay, the black shine. I got some green. There's little spaces between them. Clean my paintbrush. Now I get to add yellow, right? And I just put the globules. It's the same as the blue. We're going to go brighter instead of darker this time. Okay, so this is, I put down my darkest color first, just because it's how it's turning, right? So I stab my yellow so I can drop off. Oh, who's more powerful, yellow or green? Green by a million. So what if I keep touching, playing with the yellow? It disappears. And you're like, I swear I put yellow. You can't even see it. Look how I have to keep stopping and putting more yellow. Why? Because she's so delicate and she's such a diva. She will just disappear if anyone touches her the wrong way and she's just gone. And it's dripping. I don't even care. Because I'm going to pick it up and drop it off and pick it up and drop it off. Do you have to wait for me? Let's do this first, then add white after. Just, right? Because just to see what happens. Let's just see and try to make our dark and our medium. So green has to live or you don't have any dark. So pick up the yellow and drop her off. Pick up the yellow. Oh, I'm just making medium. I'm not letting any of my yellow live. Maybe I'll have to go back and add more yellow when I add the white. Look, I'm just making, it's just making medium. Whatever, weak. That's not good. Oh, and my little escapee around the outside. Run away, leave. Sticky outies. We'll just have to add more yellow because it just got eaten. That's a nice big bright yellow, but I totally want to touch it right now. And then I clean my paintbrush. We can add more yellow. We'll just add more. I'll just clean my paintbrush. Now I'm going to get white. Ooh, Sharpie's still showing. But you know what? Orange is going to fall down over green, so I'll probably catch it then. So I'm going to drop off the blobs of white, right, and make brighter versions. But, you know, touching it that many times, we'll have to add a little bit of yellow. Okay, so just stab my white. And there's no way what I'm saying makes sense until you do it. And you're like, oh, of course. How come I know that? Because I experience with paint and I can already predict what's going to happen because I'm like, I totally see what's happening. But with the white on there, yellow will be brighter, right? So I put my globules of white. Now I'm going to pick it up and drop it off and try to make baby yellow and baby green pieces. But what if pure white lives? Look at, I'm evenly spaced apart again. It's so human of me, I can't stand it. Oh, I'm going to have to go back and ruin the pattern. It's a matchy-matchy. Okay, I'll just be more spastic about it. Like, I'm not going to look. Okay, it's better. I just ruined it. So if I don't look, then my critical brain doesn't try to make even balanced boxes for all of my Excel spreadsheet leaves. Look, I still have yellow pieces. So that's pretty good. I didn't touch them all. But I think I still want to add a little bit of yellow because. So I clean my paintbrush. And I'm just going to let some yellow float on top. And if it lands on anything white, super bright, stab. Boom. Oh, hello. I can already tell that I like it better because it's way more 3D-y. Watch out for evenly spacing them, you human. It's your parents' fault. They're human. Oh, boom. There. Okay. Now I can use critical brain, evaluate. Do I have dark pieces, medium pieces, light pieces? Are all my three colors still represented? I didn't make a big moosh. I like this one's my favorite. It's like a perfect teardrop shape. Boom. Did that. Clean my paintbrush. Okay, now I'm gonna make orangey green. That's not a color. They're too far apart on the color wheel. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. They're too far apart on the color wheel, so they won't make a new brand, familiar. They're gonna make an what color? So let's just use a little bit of orange because it's gonna make kind of a poop color. Okay, so I'm gonna get orange, and maybe instead of stab like I'm a spaz, I'm just gonna get a little poke, just some. And I'm just gonna, remember when we put the green, made turquoise world, it was only 2 fingers big? Same diff, right? And I gotta I'm gonna sew this orange world with my green world by making a little orangey green world. So I just kind of drop them off, pokety, 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 pokety. I wanna be delicate with the orange. You don't like green orange? What is it? I never seen green orange. I don't even know what that is. So I don't wanna be like, I'm having fun. Not a good color. Doesn't bring me joy. Okay, now I'm just gonna try to make little dashes. Oh, see, if it's not a lot, then they're kind of see-through-y oranges. That's not bad. Oh, look it, I'm barely touching it, like the orange is floating on top of the green. So I'm not mushing, I'm doing it soft. That's what I'm doing. If I'm soft, I won't crush the colors together. So maybe that's the trick. Not very much orange and soft, just a little bit, little bit of orange. That's all you get. It's all for you. Oh, and I did the perfectly straight line. That is 2 perfectly straight rows of them. I'm gonna go back and try to ruin it a little bit. And maybe some escapees. A few, just a few escapees, so it's not a perfectly flag straight line. And I clean my paintbrush. Okay. Now we get to make orangey world, and orange is very aggressive. Okay, there's lots of pigment in there. And we just did this and we did this, so is this easy? We just, yeah. So it's orange with some yellow and some white on it. And how much you want to bet yellow doesn't live? If it didn't live in green, it's barely going to live in orange. So I gave you lots and lots of yellow, so we can make layers. Adjust, stab the orange, and now goodbye, Sharpie. Dash, 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 dash. Boom, boom, boom. Like a UFO, and those are the blinkety lights. Now I'm going to fill it in the middle part with still black living. Because you know what I like? Look at my green. I didn't cover up all the way, and I still have some black showing. Deep, like that's shadow, right? Pure black, so that's kind of cool. So I don't have to fill in the whole thing. But if I do, so it's my personal style. You know how like you make your letter A and I make my letter A and they're both letter A's, but we have our own way of doing it? That's called style, right? So you're putting more paint. You push harder with your paintbrush. You have a harder flick, right? You like more paint than I do. That's style. Like, oh, it must come out exactly like, no, it's ish. This is just an example of shape, color, texture, right? The shape of a tree, the colors of a rainbow, the texture of leaves, right? Shape, color, texture. What was the other one? We already know about values, right? 3D values. And you know, this orange is going to be aggressive. Oh, Sharpie showing. Bye, Sharpie. Bye. Oh, I don't have any escapees. Escape. Oh, look at 1, 2, 3, all evenly spaced apart. Ruin the pattern a little. Okay. Okay. Clean my paintbrush. I'm gonna get orange. I mean yellow. And globs of yellow. How come? Because it's gonna die. Orange is gonna ruin it. But it might make a lighter orange. And I'm rooting for yellow to live. Right? Stab, nice and generous. And I just put my globules, put. Scoop. Oh, it almost dripped on me. Because I've been super generous. Blue, 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 boom, boom. Boom, boom. And you know I'm going to make too much medium. And I'll be annoyed with myself, but I can add more yellow. And of course, spaced apart. It always trips me out, but okay, now I pick it up and drop it off and pick it up and drop it off and root for orange. If I have anything pure orange, that's my dark. If I have orange and yellow, that's my medium, right? So don't be like, oh, I have to touch it all. No, you don't. Some orange gets nothing. Nothing for that one. Pick it up and drop it off. And there's still so much black showing. Do I care? No, because I'm about to add more white and more yellow, and they're by black. I got some yellow to live. I wanted to go back and touch that globule, and I didn't. And I clean my paintbrush because I'm going to get white. Because how many color values do I need for 3D? Green. And I just stab and drop off little boogies of white. Hello. Here. Oh, Sharpie showing. Get out of here. Go. I'm going to bully that Sharpie. I don't even want to look at you anymore, Sharpie. Get out of here. Okay, now I'm going to pick it up and drop it off and pick it up and drop it off. Watching out for evenly spaced apart perfection. Human beings. You know when they go look at satellite photographs of the Earth and they see anything that is perfectly angles, circles, or evenly spaced apart. Humans were there. And they go look, and sure enough, there's our old stuff sitting there rotting in the jungle. Oh, I got some yellow pieces. I'm using my critical brain. I got my dark orange pieces. I got some yellow pieces. But I feel like I don't have enough yellow. It looks very, very orange. So, clean my paintbrush. Give it a pinch. And just try to, oh, I should have said this in the beginning. We don't use water. Water is dangerous because if I get, oh, I'm going to clean my paintbrush and then I touch it and a drip of water escapes from my paintbrush, it will slide down and erase. It's a solvent to acrylic paint and erase the paint. And you can't put it back. It won't stick. And you'll be very mad. Okay, now I'm going to get yellow and just add some on-purpose yellow pieces. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It helps orange look more beautiful. Because all I had was medium, which was orange and yellow mixed together, and orange and white. I need some bright yellow pieces. High contrast. Oh, and most of my blacks are gone now. Because of all those touches. Clean my paintbrush. Okay. You know what I don't like? Because I was like, I have a perfect line between my green and my orange right there. It's a little perfect. No paint on my paintbrush. I'm just going to smush right there where orange and green are and try to sew them together, like dash, pick up the orange and put it in the green and put the green and put it in the orange and pick up the orange and put it in the green. But there, I sewed them together a little better. There, it was a little perfect. Now I put the green in the orange and orange in the green right there, that 2-finger spot. There, sewed it. I clean my paintbrush. Now we get to use pink. So down here we used pink and orange and white, right, on the very, very bottom. We're about to put pink at the top, and it's a way of balancing your painting, right, so that your eye gets the top and the bottom are tied together. So now I'm going to get my pink, and I know you know it's going to happen because we only did it a whole bunch of time. Oh, no, we have to make a pink orange world. Remember that? 2 fingers where they're going to, oh, yep. So not very much pink. Boop, boop. And I just put it on the orange, but on the top of the orange. Oh, orange and pink are so pretty together. Love, 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 love. This is definitely missile pop or a butterfly or some kind of bird. Can't wait to get the angel job. I'm going to have one of my jobs after this life. I'm going to decorate birds and butterflies and flowers. I'm going to come up with colors. Okay, now I'm going to go, okay, and look at, I put those all in an even straight line. No. I'm going to hop around 2 fingers and try to make orange, what? That's so pretty. Orange, pink, just like, so my dots are now dashes, and I pick it up and drop it off and pick it up, and then don't look, try to ruin it a little bit. And then, can some of them escape down into orange? Oh, that's so pretty. Now I'm going to get pink and do Pink World. Wasn't it? How come it's going so fast? Because we know what we're doing. And this one's just pink, yellow, and white. So I get my pink stab. Pantho red, but pink. So I go dash, dash. Nobody cares what their names are. Like when you go to the craft store and you get those little bottles of paint, you know, the 99-cent ones. Do you look at the names to make sure you get just the right color? No! You just go, that's a pretty color. All that's necessary. Your brain knows what colors looks good and stuff. But have you ever played with Play-Doh and all of a sudden it looked like a cat turd? Right? It's because you were playing with the colors and you went opposite the color wheel. Yellow and purple is brown. Red and green is brown. Orange and blue, if you go across the color wheel, poop. So you play with Play-Doh and you're like, Mom, why are you playing with this no more? Well, it's because you thought they were pretty next to each other and you tried to mix them. So that's just color theory. As soon as you understand it and you look at a color wheel, you go like, of course. It works exactly like music. You ever hear of a sour note? Right? You're on an oscilloscope, and a high and a low makes a canceled out sound, and our ear hates it. Well, you go across the color wheel and it's a canceled out color, and our brain goes, what is that? Saved you. So what is harmony? Colors, they usually come in sets, right? And it's those ones that are closest to each other, right? Oh, there's my pink. Who's going to be more powerful, pink or yellow? Pink. No, it's going to be like red. So I know that I'm going to have to put a little bit of yellow on the end. That's okay. I'm going to put yellow now to make mediums because we've already done this. I'm putting so much up on, so much, it's just dripping. But because I know I'm going to pick it up and drop it off and pick it up and drop it off. Now I can just, like little sponges, my paintbrush can pick it up and put it somewhere else. And look at how much better you are. Your already critical brain has already included watching out for evenly spaced apart. Because I said it so often, critical brain's on the alert. Right? And it's also on the alert for mixing in your color too much, right? It didn't know that that's something it was supposed to look for until the repeat. So when you make lots of adjustments, like when your siblings are making you very, very angry, right? And then as the older you get, you can just look at them and roll your eyes or just give them the look, right? But you don't need to engage. It's because you've practiced enough, right? And you're just like, oh, whatever. It's a good thing. We don't have to do things that our critical brain tells us we must. We could look at it and go, I already done this before, evaluate. Nope. Now I just pick it up and drop it off and pick it up and drop it off. This one's going to be pretty. Missile pop, right? You know those missile pops? Pink, orange, yellow, and what's the flavor of a missile pop? Sugar. Pick it up and drop it off. It just tastes like sweet ice. Oh, look at me. I'm mixing. I just touched that and I had nothing lived. My yellow didn't live. My white didn't live. Gotta stop talking and pay attention. Okay. Oh, I'm just making baby pink. None of my yellow's living. Bad. Okay. Time to adjust. I let some white live right there. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna have to add some yellow blobs so they float on top of the yellow, or on top of the white. Come on, yellow, you can live. No, I get the yellow, put it on top. There. Okay. Oh, but I did get pink and yellow stripes out of it. That's wicked cool. Okay. I like that. Oops, evenly spaced apart. Nope, ruin it a little. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to try to on purpose put some perfectly white ones, like little, look at on the orange, I let some perfectly white ones happen. Maybe just get less paint and just try to do on perfect little shines, like I just did with the yellow. There, okay. Now I have 3D. I have pink by herself, she's dark. Pink and yellow, those were mediums. Then I gave yellow permission to float on top, perfectly bright and perfectly bright white ones. But they still make pretty stripy things. Oh, escapees. Look at how smooth that top one is. Give it some little rough edges, little escapees. Pew, pew, pew. It's a tree, not an ice cream cone. Tree escape. Oh, evenly spaced apart. Okay. Hoppy, hop, 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 hop. Okay. Rough edges. All right. Ooh, and you know what else? Where pink world and orange world are touching, I have that perfect straight line again. So right there, that 2-finger space where orange and pink meet, I'm going to pick up the pink and drop it off in the orange and pick up the pink. And just right here, I don't have to add more. I'm just going to pick up the pink and put it in the orange, pick up the orange and put it in the pink, and pick up the pink and put it in the orange, and just walk across this little world right here. Okay, there it's sewed together. There. A little more mushed right there where they touch. Now we made a rainbow tree. What do you think? So what did we learn? We learned texture is important, right? So these ones are horizontal, that's vertical. We gave the color permission to wet on wet painting, as we're not letting the paint color disappear into that color. We're just changing their texture a little bit. We did the texture of a leaf. We have 3D. We have color blending where 2 colors come together and meet. And we also have 3D inside each color family, right? So that's a 3D. That was just blending, and it was not hard. This first one, look at your first one. Like, that was your first attempt, and you're like, I could have, shoulda, woulda, but it should be your ugliest one, your least understood, because you have to have confusion, doubt, frustration, then understanding and accomplishment and success, right? So you're like, I don't, what is she, what? And then you do it, and then afterwards, then you go, oh, because this is the human brain. So you're like, oh yeah, if I wanted it easier, I should have picked an easier planet. This is a experience planet. So what do you think? It came out good? Did you do a good job? Wasn't that fun? And that wasn't hard, right? The kindergartners use their fingers for making the desk. And then they go like this. Okay, so good job. You guys did a great job. Yay! Good job.